The naming of America, a historical perspective. Have you ever wondered how America got its name? This story begins shortly after Christopher Columbus's death in 1506. The name, America, first appeared on a world map on April 25, 1507. German cartographer Martin Waldseemüller labeled the land we now know as South America. He drew inspiration from Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian explorer. Vespucci was known for his vivid accounts of exploratory voyages to the New World. Interestingly, there are other theories. Some suggest the continent may be named after the Amerisk mountain range in Nicaragua. Others think it could be traced back to Richard Amerik, a merchant from Bristol, England. In modern English, North and South America are viewed as separate continents. Together, they are often referred to as the Americas. This notion of America as a single continent persisted well into the 1950s in the U.S. Many American geographers eventually argued that North and South America deserved distinct names. However, this distinction did not occur globally. In many Romance and Germanic languages, America still refers to the single landmass encompassing both continents. The earliest known use of the name America can be traced back to Waldseemüller's maps in 1507. These were groundbreaking, as they depicted the Americas as separate from Asia. An accompanying book claimed the name should honor Vespucci, implying both Europe and Asia were named after women. As time passed, notable scholars, like Heinrich Glerian and Gerardus Mercator, began using the name America in maps. By the 1538 world map, the name was widely recognized. In 1874, a new theory emerged. Thomas Belt introduced the indigenous name of the Amerisk Mountains in Nicaragua. Jules Marcoux supported this idea, suggesting America stemmed from this local term. They argued the name could also mean, the land of the wind. Another perspective links the name to Richard Amerik, who may have funded John Cabot's 1497 exploration of North America. However, there is no solid evidence to support this theory, nor a consensus on the origins of the name. Indigenous groups have also proposed alternatives. In 1977, the World Council of Indigenous Peoples encouraged using Abya Yala instead of America. This reflects a broader movement against colonial naming conventions. In summary, while most credit Amerigo Vespucci for the name America, the truth is more complex. The name draws from explorations, geographic interpretations, and even indigenous languages. Each perspective offers valuable insight into history. The colonial era. Foundations of the United States. The colonial era transformed America from a wilderness into a thriving society. Between the early 16th century and the American Revolution in 1776, European powers explored and settled vast territories. European powers like England, France, Spain, and the Dutch Republic sought riches, land, and new opportunities. Initial attempts often failed, like the lost colony of Roanoke. Yet, resilient settlers finally established successful colonies. The diverse settlers brought unique cultures and beliefs. They included Dutch, Swedish, and English Quakers, Puritans, Catholics, and German immigrants. Each group contributed to a rich tapestry of colonial life. Life in the colonies was harsh. Early settlers faced diseases, starvation, and conflict with Native Americans. The Atlantic slave trade began, leading to an economically driven society that relied heavily on slave labor. Colonial America developed distinct regions. New England had small farms and towns centered around trade. The middle colonies became a melting pot of cultures, fostering diversity. The southern colonies, rich in soil, established plantations focused on cash crops. Religious persecution was a driving force behind many settlements. The Pilgrims fled to Plymouth in 1620, seeking freedom to practice their faith. Maryland was founded as a haven for Catholics. British mercantilism dictated colonial trade. The colonies existed to benefit the crown, creating tension. By the mid-18th century, colonial resentment grew due to increasing taxes and regulations imposed by Britain. Wars, including the French and Indian War, united the colonists. They shared experiences fighting alongside British forces, which fostered a sense of identity. However, post-war taxation policies stoked discontent. Growing dissent culminated in revolutionary fervor. Activists like Thomas Paine and the Sons of Liberty rallied for independence. Events like the Boston Tea Party symbolized the colony's struggle against British control. In summary, the colonial era shaped the cultural, economic, and political foundations of the United States. It was a time of exploration, conflict, and diverse communities that laid the groundwork for a new nation. Understanding Native Americans: history, culture, and demographics. Have you ever wondered about Native Americans and their rich history? Let's dive into their unique story and vibrant culture. Native Americans, also known as American Indians and Indigenous Americans, are the original inhabitants of the United States. According to the 2020 census, approximately 3.7 million individuals are identifying solely as Native American. When combined with those identifying as multiracial, this figure rises to nearly 9.7 million. Native populations are predominantly located in Alaska, the western and midwestern U.S., with significant communities in California, Oklahoma, and Arizona. Communities thrive despite facing historical and contemporary challenges. Their languages are diverse, comprising more than 300 indigenous languages alongside English and Spanish. Most tribes practice various belief systems, often incorporating traditional spiritual practices along with other religions. The impact of European colonization led to dramatic population declines and cultural transformations due to introduced diseases, violence, and forced relocations like the infamous Trail of Tears. Native Americans were perceived through distorted lenses, often leading to horrific treatment and severe loss of life. When America was founded, tribes were seen as semi-independent nations. Federal treaties governed their relationships. However, the Indian Appropriations Act of 1871 marked a significant shift as it ended the recognition of native nations as independent. The Indian Citizenship Act of 1924 granted citizenship to Native Americans, but many states denied them voting rights for decades. From the 1960s onward, Native American self-determination movements emerged, advocating for rights, better living conditions, and cultural resurgence. Today, several tribes run successful enterprises including casinos and financial services, generating significant revenue and fostering economic growth. These communities often face ongoing struggles such as poverty, racism, and health disparities. Many Native Americans reside in urban areas, adapting while striving to uphold their cultural identities. Let's consider the complexity of Native American identities. Terms such as American Indian or Native American encapsulate a diverse spectrum of cultures, languages, and histories. Each tribe has distinct traditions, showcasing the vast richness of indigenous heritage. Art, music, and literature continually evolve within Native American communities, reflecting both historical struggles and modern triumphs. Notable figures such as Jim Thorpe and authors like Louise Erdrich illustrate this ongoing cultural legacy. As we summarize this journey, we celebrate the resilience of Native Americans. Understanding their history enhances mutual respect and encourages conversations about rights and recognition. The journey of America, from indigenous tribes to modern nation. Have you ever wondered how a land of diverse native tribes transformed into a single nation? Let's explore the rich tapestry that is American history, a journey spanning centuries and shaping generations. The story begins thousands of years ago, with indigenous peoples thriving across the Americas. By the late 15th century, European explorers ventured forth, leading to colonization. In 1607, Jamestown became America's first permanent English settlement, marking the beginning of a new chapter. Colonization brought conflict. Indigenous societies faced unprecedented challenges from European settlers driven by economic motives. By the 1760s, conflicts over governance arose, amplified by the Intolerable Acts and rising tensions that ignited the Revolutionary War in 1775. During this time, George Washington led the Continental Army, securing vital victories. The Declaration of Independence was born in 1776, proclaiming freedom from British rule. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 confirmed the birth of the new nation, the United States. The new nation faced hurdles in establishing a government. Washington, alongside Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson, debated the balance of power. By 1789, the Constitution was ratified, and a Bill of Rights followed, setting the foundation for American democracy. As America expanded, driven by the desire for land, conflicts with Native Americans continued, often bloodily. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubled the nation's size, yet raised questions about the expansion of slavery. The Civil War erupted in 1861, pitting North against South over the issues of slavery and states' rights. After 4 devastating years and immense loss, the Union emerged victorious, leading to the abolition of slavery. The Reconstruction era followed, striving for integration of freed slaves into society, although many Southern states implemented oppressive laws like Jim Crow. The Gilded Age marked industrial growth, but corruption and inequality shadowed this prosperity. World War I saw the United States shifting from isolationism to becoming a key player on the world stage. However, the 1929 stock market crash led to the Great Depression, prompting Franklin D. Roosevelt's transformative New Deal. The next global conflict, World War II, propelled America into a superpower role. The aftermath reshaped international relations, leading to the Cold War, a struggle for power between the US and the Soviet Union. During these decades, civil rights movements gained momentum, challenging institutional racism and advocating for equality. The 1960s witnessed significant advancements culminating in landmark legislation like the Civil Rights Act. As time moved on, America faced new challenges: the Vietnam War, economic booms and busts, and a growing consciousness around social issues, including women's rights and LGBTQ+ rights. Fast forward to the 21st century, where events like the September 11th attacks reshaped national security policies and led to prolonged military engagements overseas. The COVID-19 pandemic significantly impacted daily life and the economy, adding complexity to modern challenges. America's journey continues to evolve, shaped by its history. Each event, decision, and social movement serves as a building block, crafting a nation rich in diversity and resilient in spirit. So, what's next for America? Join the conversation and discover how history continues to influence the present and shape our future. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful explorations of history.
Welcome to our channel. Disclaimer: this channel does not promote any illegal activities, and all contents in this channel is for educational purposes only. Our channel based videos promoting for educational tutorials, famous quotes of the world, biological, historical, and geographical facts, genius stories, and biography. Please follow or subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more videos. Thank you.